back into the world of sports, and I have to tell you the premise of what's happening here. I have not participated. I have not partaken in the world of fantasy sports in quite a while. Now, the reason for that is because if you've never partaken in fantasy sports, this may make no sense to you, but I just don't have the fucking time. Could I participate in the league? Sure. That's easy. You just make a few clicks, you go about your week. But you need time to be great at fantasy fucking sports, okay? You need time not just for making decisions, but you've got to do your research. You've got to put your time in here. Have you ever played in leagues before for any particular sport? Dave?
Yes, absolutely. I have. I've done in-person drafts.
Oh no, with the whiteboard and shit and the whole.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What
I've
sport
done
was
it
it?
once.
Was it
It was an
football?
experience. I loved it at the time. I was at the age and all where I was doing like 4 or 5 fantasy leagues at a time. So to have the opportunity to do like a live one was fucking awesome. Like trying to literally go up to a person and like, yo, let's make this trade. And they're like, like it was cool. So I don't know. I'm trying to see where you're going with this. So we'll see.
But what sport was it? Football?
Absolutely, of course.
Okay.
What the fuck else was it? You know better.
There's other
You
fantasy
know it's
sports.
football.
I just want to check.
No,
I
not
just
for
wanna
me, and you
check.
know that.
I just want to check. I also have prior experience with the football. Now, to be fair, that was a choice that I made because I tried basketball once. Someone pulled me in and was just like, "You guys," because we played football league together. It's like you gotta try the basketball one. I know you like basketball. You follow basketball. I was like, yeah. That one was too much because with football you get one game a week. You have time throughout that week to figure out what your team's gonna look like. Basketball is like every other fucking day there's a fucking game. It's a pain in the
Oh
ass.
yeah,
And it's like 82 fucking games to play.
it's a
And it's just,
marathon.
oh my god, it's like an endurance test. I was not with it. I just gave up halfway through the fucking league. I was just like, dude, I was an easy win for somebody. I don't give a fuck. Bye. I'm gone. But the football deal was a whole other bag of chips. That one you can put your time in, you can do what you gotta do. So the debate that was had at the place of occupation, right? One individual said that fantasy sports, and we kept it to football since that was the one that all of us can agree we have experience in. They've played, the two individuals who were having the debate have played other sports, but football by far caused the most discussion, right? For the same reason I just said. It's like one game a week. This is really where you have to really get your shit together and try to win. So, one gentleman had stated that fantasy football is a wonderful way to get people in general, male, but mostly female, individuals who don't really get into the sport to use this as a game and as a method for them to keep up on the sport and to give them a vested interest in the games, and
I think that's bullshit.
and it gets them more involved into the sport. Whereas the other gentleman had stated that if you don't know much about the sport to begin with,
Yeah,
you should probably stay way the fuck away from the football
yeah,
because the people who play the fantasy football really know their fucking football. And they
yep.
take it very seriously, and that's a turnoff. Because for the person who doesn't really know sports, if they get involved, they either got lucky because they don't know who they're picking and they don't know what they're doing, which is frustrating, or it's the other way where they just learned the sport and all of a sudden now they think they know everything there is to know about the fucking sport. It just becomes a hassle. So like one guy is saying, well, you should invite more non-football fans to come in just so they can learn the game. And the other guy says, keep those fuckers out of here because we need real football people in here so the game can be played properly. Where do we land? It sounds like you land on column B here. You want to keep these rookies out of here.
The person that says the learn the game thing sounds to me like somebody who wants to watch football, but their wife doesn't, so they talk them into playing fantasy football with them, so they sit and fucking watch. Well, look, that's your guy. That's your guy. He scored. Good job. High five.
You did a good job.
No, all jokes aside on that, though, I agree with the other person. Like, if it does, like, let's say someone has an interest and they want to learn, right?
Right.
Desire has to be there. So then you go into it with that mentality. I think it only works up until a certain point to where then it's like, if you're getting lucky, it's fun.
Right.
And you're probably more enticed to learn. But then again, if you're getting lucky, unless someone gets injured, you don't have to make any moves. You just sit and wait because your team is doing good. And you just, as long as you're paying attention to your bye weeks, you will do okay if you just so happen to either be helped or pick a good team. If you're doing shitty and you have to make strategic moves to do better throughout the weeks, your fantasy football isn't going to help you make those decisions. You're still relying on either people in the league or someone outside of the league helping you make fucking decisions, which isn't necessarily I wouldn't say not fair because it doesn't matter, but like realistically, like you want to keep the league, people in the league within the league. You don't want one guy who doesn't know anything about the league talking to someone outside of the league who knows about the league and giving them pointers. Next thing you know, after week 1, something happens and then they get a tip from someone outside of the league. Now, for some reason, the guy who doesn't know football is picking that one guy off the bench because one player got injured. Like, he wouldn't fucking know to pick up that guy off free agency, but he does, and now he's getting 30 points from him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. Like, I don't want that. I want people in the league to be doing the league shit. I don't need someone coaching you outside the fucking league. Now, you can do that. It's not anything bad, especially if you don't know anything. You probably should.
But you're talking ethics here. You're talking morality integrity.
But me who's like trying to be competitive, I don't want that. I'm tight.
You would rather just have the guy who's doing the coaching be in the league. Like, right, I don't need you to be his avatar. Let him come in.
Because this has happened to me before. I saw something and I'm like, ooh. I feel good about this random person. And I go to fucking pick him up and he's gone. There's no way. And then the person who picked it up couldn't have fucking possibly known it. Right? So it's just like there's no way. There's no way. And then they were like winning games off of that pick. So I'm like, dude, this is fucking stupid. Like, that shit's so annoying. So either someone in the league helped them, which is dumb, or someone outside helped them, which is also dumb. So I don't know. I don't think you really learn much unless you kind of like. I feel like it's a very grindy, grueling way to learn football. Like, if that's his angle, to learn football or learn about players and shit, doing it through fantasy football.
Yeah, that was my wife's story. So I played in a league several years back, and my wife, I would constantly, like, during the game, like, refresh, and I'm going through the rosters and all that stuff. And my wife is, she's nosy, so she's looking around, what are you doing over here? So I was like, I was explaining what I was doing. And as the weeks progressed, she started taking more of an interest in the games because of what I was doing as far as being in the league, right? So, like, one of her favorite fantasy players of all time, I don't know if you remember him, but an old Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver, Hines Ward, right?
Oh, God.
Utility guy, right? He's a post-up guy. This guy's going to get his 10 catches, 80 yards a game. Easy, right? So, sometimes he'd have a blowout game. You got Plaxico on the outside running up the field, that whole shebang. You got Big Ben holding the rock.
Oh my god! Oh
Got
my
the
god! You're
got,
talking about fucking football, dude.
yeah. Got the bus in the backfield, right?
Don't even get me started on that defense.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, that's not. We didn't even get to the defense. Yeah, got the bus in the
Oh,
backfield. We got Big Ben behind center. Plaxico running well down the field. Hines Ward cutting down the middle. I mean, it was a timely affair, right? This is NFL. This is pigskin. This is football. My testicles just dropped and my testosterone just went up 10%. Just mentioning
dude.
the bus, right?
I'll die on this hill. Ben Roethlisberger is still by far one of my favorite
Oh,
quarterbacks of all time.
absolutely, absolutely. And you were a big.
I think he may be my number one quarterback of all time.
And you liked Jerome Bettis as well in the backfield.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of
the
course.
bus. You gotta ride the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm playing my game, and she started getting invested in what I was doing to the point like where if we were at a bar or something, she's on my phone checking up for me. She's just like, bro, you're up 10 points right now, but he still has his defense to play. Fuck, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh god damn it. So like she started getting into it. So the next year, she was like, I want to play. She was like, all right. So we added her to the league. It was like an 8-team league. We added her to the league. She came in third, doing her own shit.
Yeah, yeah, but you're talking about a different type of individual. Like,
No, but she's got sheets. She started making Word documents. She's
yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
what I'm
this
talking
person,
about. Like, no, but see, that's the thing, because to be fair, that kind of sets up the argument for the first guy. But I think your wife is an anomaly. She either wants to do nothing or she is more in on something than any human I know. It's one or the fucking other. And the fucked up part is that she'll go from not wanting to do anything and nothing at all, she'll completely avoid it, to now she's got spreadsheets all over the wall, to the end of that season going, I've had my fill, and never fucking touch it again.
Well, here's
Like,
the thing.
and this is anything. She'll go from 0 to expert to retired in like 2 years.
She retires
It's
on top.
Insane. I've never seen anybody like that.
When I told that story, the first guy goes, see, and it worked out for her. I said, no, I didn't get to the ending. I didn't get to the ending because it actually supports the second guy, because she had a lot of fun that first year, right? But I think because she was new to fantasy, because she had been watching football for a long time. She watched it with her dad. She watched it with me. She's seen football, right? The only thing she didn't really know were the names, the stars. You know what I'm saying? The different, whatever. She knows the positions, the plays, how the game works. She just didn't pay attention to the individuals at the time. Now with fantasy football, that's all she knew. She knew everybody's fucking names at that point. So that first year, she came in third. I won the league. I came in first. But I didn't eliminate her from the playoffs, so that saved our marriage. So, but then the next year, so she wants to do it again next year. We do it next year. And now all bets are off, right? She's not the new girl anymore. Now she's in the group. So here comes the shit talking. Here comes the fucking head games. Here comes the, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The insults, right? Here comes all.
And she came in third, so now the gloves are off.
Yeah. So apparently you know what you're doing, right? Okay, so here we go. Yeah. Right, exactly. So it got ugly.
And unfortunately, a downside to Stephanie in that manner is she's not the most humble. Yeah. So like, and she's gonna pop up.
Yeah,
she earned it.
Yeah,
she put in the work. It usually isn't dumb luck with her, but she's not humble. Yeah. She's that shit. She's gonna tell you she's that shit. Yeah. So now everyone else is like, "Oh, word? Yeah. Okay, I'm on your ass this year."
Oh yeah, let's do the whole fingers, the Robert De Niro. Okay, right here, I got you. Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So like, it got to the point where like she made it to the end of the season, and she did make it to the 14 playoff. But I don't even think she fucking bothered with it after a while, because it was too much. I played like another 2 seasons after that, and even for me, I was just like, all right, I got shit to do. But for that brief, like 5, almost 6 year period, like we were cooking, and it was a lot of fun. But that's when I was like, nah, I side with second guy, because I'm just like, yeah, it could be a bit much. If you're in that room, bro, like you gotta have thick skin, and you gotta know your shit. Like if everybody who's in the league, I put it like this, I think it should be fair, right? So if everybody who's in the league is like novice, I think that's fair, and I think that can still be competitive. if you have like a whole room of experts, I think that's fair and that can be competitive. I think if you have a mixture of novice and experts, you have a problem because there's a
Yeah.
lot of goofy shit that's going to happen now. It's going to be a lot of fucking trades that shouldn't be made. It's like, here, let me give you this this third string running back for Tom Brady. Oh, okay, cool. And then he's just like, what the fuck are you doing, son? What is this? Veto. I'm not allowing this. Where is the commissioner? Veto the trade. This is bullshit. So, like, you run into situations like that. So that's why I was like, we had this, like this debate took almost all day to have. Like, we work in different places, so we had to have it intermittently throughout the day. But it was a constant conversation. I was like, it's a good one to have because my wife falls on both sides. And like me, like when I first started doing the fantasy, I don't think I was really all that good. I got used to how it's played. And I was just like, oh, and just like there was like a technique that you mentioned earlier, very nonchalantly. But if you know fantasy sports, you know this. Everybody always goes for the stars, and everyone always obviously goes for the starters. Those are the people who are going to provide you with your success. However, the skill in fantasy football is locating where your weak points are because is this guy going to last the season? And if not, who has his backup? Right? So you have to gauge, you have to gauge those things. Like the year that broke everybody's heart. The year that Tom Brady got injured like week 1 or week 2 or some shit and he was out for the season and everybody's fucking board was busted.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my last fantasy football
Yeah,
season.
you know what year I'm talking about. Everybody who had Brady fucking
I finally got
the
combo. I got Brady and Gronk, and he went out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I remember getting so much fucking flack from people because no matter what, every fucking year I drafted Eli Manning every year. And they're like, "What is wrong with you? Why do you keep?" I'm like, "But he's dope."
That's how it was with Adam Vinatieri. I picked homie at like round 6 once. Like I've gotten like 30 some plus points from Adam Vinatieri.
Well, you know it's funny though. Pat McAfee, right? I know we joking about him now. He was a boss in fucking fantasy football. Fucking Vinatieri was the man. They had
Vinatieri was
yeah. There was.
No. I'm sorry. I said the wrong name. Janikowski. From the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
What's his first name?
Yes.
What's his first name?
I don't remember.
Vinatieri was the other big one. But
Vinatieri was the Patriots one. Yeah. Janikowski was the one.
The Patriots, and he was money too. I would literally skip him and get Janikowski because he was always my go-to. 15 points from him guaranteed.
Sebastian
Janikowski. Yup, that was my kicker of choice. I think there was only 1 year that I did fantasy football that I did not have him on my team.
Yeah.
And I've won games off of him.
Yeah, he was the one who, because remember, if you used, every website was different, but I think Yahoo gave you additional points per 10 yards, like the distance of the kick. And this guy was hitting 63-yard field goals. So it's like he was a fucking mercenary. Looking him up brought up another name. I'm looking at it now. David Akers was another one dope from back in the day. I think he was an Eagle, if I'm not mistaken. There was a lot of fucking guys back in the day. I wouldn't know who to fucking pick now.
I would have no clue.
Yeah, you'd have your usuals, I guess. Like you can go after Mahomes or something like that. But I'd need to look. If I had Kelsey on my team and he dropped the fucking goose egger like he did in the Super Bowl, I'd fucking throw my phone out of a window. Like, some of these dudes now, it's feast or famine, bro. Like, they'll give you a great game and then fucking goose egg it up the next fucking game. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. But, yeah. So, keep your eyes out there if you ever get into it. At the end of all this, if you're asking me, hey, would you recommend people playing fantasy football? I would just end this conversation by saying, how much do you love the sport?
It depends on who you're playing with. That would be my advice.
I said it earlier.
If you are playing,
it's got to be even.
Yeah, if you're playing with a real group of friends that you are friends with, you're not the wife of someone who knows of the guys and now are playing with them, don't do that. But if you're a part of the group, like even if you're like a girl and want to learn, but you know the friend group, you know which one's a dickhead.
Yeah, exactly.
You know which one is not a dickhead, then go for it.
Yeah.
But don't just do it because you think you're going to meet some friends because you're going to fucking hate everybody.
Oh, it's a new social circle. It isn't.
No, not one you want to be a part of.
Yeah, not a friendly one at all. Not even remotely close. It's a different world, baby. You gotta have the skin for it, man. You can't just roll up to somebody's fantasy football league and just decide you want to. Can I play? No, I'm taking my ball and going home. God damn it.